And welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, here to the IEM Oakland North American Qualifiers. Oakland is approaching soon. Be sure, by the way, if you're in the area, folks, to go ahead and check it out. It's going to be happening in the middle of November. You can find all the information you need over at the IEM website. But it is time to jump into our next map of this series here now. NRG did take control over the first map, so they're up 1-0 at this point. OpTic fighting from the backside. We'll have to come back on Overpass, or they'll be facing an early elimination from this qualifier in the semifinals.
Yeah, that would mess up a lot of people's brackets, I think. And they're going to do the 3 connector walk. I think Circu spotting Fountain saw Alu cross towards party. So they're doing a very standard setup here. Both things coming out not too innovative so far. One going long A is a little bit weird, right? Because he's so easy to pick off, but you know it's working out so far. And Cirque's going to be playing close planar with the bait set up from DAP, so this is interesting.
So what's happening, but regardless, Alu just bulldozes through him anyway. A quick first kill for OpTic as they get themselves up onto the site. Now we're going to look for the second. They get it. And I mean, there's not really much of a chance of a retake here now is the big problem on a 3v5. We'd have to see some heroics from Breeze or another player here on NRG. Because otherwise this is going to be tough to retake and defuse this bomb. As they push up to the site, Magisk is first up to bat here behind the dumpster. He knows that they pushed it close, so he's just going to go right for it. Takes the fight, ends up in a bad situation, but he gets at least one. So trades evenly at the very least. And now the big problem is, of course, NRG having to retake all of this real estate with very minimal time remaining. Ange does have a kit, but he's also the farthest pressed player out. So Fugly is going to take charge and trying to defend things. So they tap onto it. Ange doing a good job of defending things so far, but Alu comes in from long. That's where that lone long player really shows up to save the day, is at the post-plant situation, apparently.
So, headline for me that round is you can't play the same type of setup with pistols as you do with guns. There's just different dynamics about it, and we saw it right there. Also, I'd like to see people doing like a smoke from like the rotation spot from A to B that lands right on the default spot and then like flash over and jump on the bomb with the kit. I just want to see somebody do that. It could work. 'Cause it's hard to line up a spam spot on that default plant.
Yeah.
Right, like I don't know if anyone has like a visual lineup.
Well, for right now, we're going to see OpTic quickly swinging over towards A long as they take fast control there. NRG did try to gamble stack this round. They only have Ange sitting to defend A. Everybody else is downstairs on the B bomb site, looking to keep the fight alive there. So OpTic, if they continue on this path, should have a pretty easy time to claim their second round. We will see, however, as NRG might get a little bit fidgety here. They have also been allowed to move pretty far out from their site. Trying to check for intel or other things like that. So as they move in, Ange spots the play. He is going to be close to the dice box. Unfortunately, he just can't hold there. It's right in the open. An easy kill for Mixball, especially with Ange jumping around like crazy. And that seals the deal. NRG doesn't even look like they're really going to attempt to retake. They're all falling back over towards T spawn right now. Probably trying to save those pistols so they can still have some impact going into the third round.
Yeah, this is kind of what happens a lot on Overpass. If you don't get the read in time to get back to A, you just save towards T spawn. A lot of people like to stack alongside bathroom. Maybe get like a connector pop flash or a fountain pop flash. Those are kind of like the 4 things. So stack B, and then the other things I mentioned. Any kind of gun dropped right here would be good for NRG to make money with next round. But it seems like OpTic is just playing the safe game for now. 3 rifles. This second round is definitely showing that you want to play low risk.
Daps is able to hold, however, for the first fight. Ends up coming out on top. So takes down HS. They don't want to risk anything more besides that would appear. So it does look like they're going to let OpTic push through during that second round, but they also let NRG save those pistols. Won't mean much, obviously, as we already saw. Tried to gamble stack this round. That didn't really pay off too well for NRG. So now, into this third round, they're going to split themselves up a little bit more, add some diversity to their play, and hopefully they'll be able to at least get a couple kills going here this time.
So Ange has a flash, and I think he's at heaven. So let's see how he uses this. Breeze is probably going to 1D somebody from short A right now.
He's firing it. You can hear it. However,
he didn't connect.
No, yeah.
Oh, is he gonna? Oh, he's not near long A to use the flash. I feel like there's certain spots on certain maps where like the T's know that they could get pop flash horribly, and they just still don't turn when they're running up. Like when I'm running out the monster tunnel here as a T, like most of the time I'm not even looking straight support. He's looking directly to my left and strafing right through the tunnel.
HS is going to be able to get 2 before he gets pushed into a corner, and that's where Fugly will trade him. And for these last 3, it is pretty much just a walk up to the A site. Breeze is the one that's going to be defending it from back behind the dumpster there, and trying to peek it, but yeah, Freiburg gets into a superior position in order to take him down. Fugly does have that MAC 10 to play off of now, and he's going to be working with ANJ from the back lines on A in order to attempt to get in and retake this, but once more, their odds of actually retaking are very, very low here. Better than the last round, obviously, here, so they are going to make an attempt at it. We'll see just how successful that will be as they push up to the dice box, getting ready to exercise caution, obviously, as they start to peek beyond that. ANJ, not really a whole lot to be spotted. And he knows that they have this basically perfect plant position. There's Fugly with a pickup, though. He's in the Deagle, too. So brings it down to an even 2v2. Time is pretty much completely gone, however, and they do not have a kit that Fuse to spawn with. They would have needed to fully stick it here. So the best hope is to drop all 5 players. That will not happen, but they do take down 4, which will still prime them up really well if they can come out on top in this first gun round, as that's going to be a lot of rebuys OpTic have to go with now.
So Fugly's going to give the op to Cirque? Oh, yeah, he did. So that's kind of a shame to me. You know, like, I love seeing Cirque on the op, but Fugly's actually a really, really good CT overpass player. That's something I noticed him a long time ago when he was on Liquid. Sick overpass CT player. Especially at A. You need somebody who knows, like, the inherent risks to every movement they make when they play A side. And it looks like they're leaving Cirque alone at A, on A. Fugly rotates back to heaven.
They're a bit of a risk that they're going to be taking here to try and pick up their first round on the gun round. So, a bit bold, but it may work out right now as they got a pretty good read so far. But Magisk over the top of the smoke, on top of those sandbags, I believe, is where he's able to find the first kill, dropping Ange. Great flash, so yeah, I'm a little bit confused as to why Breeze didn't commit to that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is risky, but it's like...
You had the flash.
Yeah, you're going to waste the flash.
All right, well, they get this boost up going at least, so they make that happen. There's the trade finally. Bringing it down to a nice 4v4, keeping it even at least, and now as they start to push out a little bit more, OpTic, this is investigating their options across the map. They're going to head over towards A this time, so Circus to see this very quickly, call out to his teammates so they can get the rotate. As he makes one mistake, he's dead, and that's an open A bomb site. That's not what they want. There's the mistake. Goes out a little bit too far towards long. Alu's going to immediately capitalize on that. Rotates will be on the way, but they're definitely not going to get here in time to immediately stop the plan from happening. They can maybe contest from behind the smokes at Semi. They try to push past that, and yeah, Freiburg heard the footsteps. He's going to be unleashing hell on those guys, not letting them get even close to this site.
So that right there, Cirque, that peak, he needs to know that that's a possibility, and if he needs to peak that, he needs to find a different way of doing it. Simple as that. And he knows it too. It's just one of those things where it's like, it feels stressful, right? You got the world coming down on you with 4 people and everyone else is at the other site. That's what I love about CS right there, right? Like, there are some small things Cirque could have done. And I'm not saying like they're easy to do, right?
Yeah.
If you do like a good shoulder peek, you know, there's certain ways to get Alu to shoot or to just not even peek that angle and just focus on the other one.
Could have completely changed the outcome of the round there, potentially. Things like that. Those are make or break moments that we often see. And with NRG being broken off that last round, they're not really going to be able to buy too heavily for these 3 new players that now come into this round. Not too much to work off of here, and with just a couple upgraded pistols. So NRG will be looking weak again here, and this is OpTic's chance to swing ahead. Try to push a dominant lead early on, which is exactly what they're on path to do at the moment. Wow, we do have Magisk trying to sneak up on these players. He does find the first one. But the bait setup works perfectly. Does let Breeze go in quickly, finding the Deagle headshot to trade that. And now they have 3 rifles. Oh, I like this little boost up too. Happened a bit too quickly for them to establish a good position, however, so Breeze is going to have to take a risk, and ultimately Freiburg knocks them both down. Cirque will be there for a trade. Big issue is they've lost most of their rifles now. Cirque is in no position to retrieve one anytime soon. Dap still has his, but he's playing way back to the site. So Cirque is right now solo holding the entire push from OpTic. Daps is basically being kept back on reserve. He's going to start moving forward into the bathrooms, though, seeing if he can find a way to help out against Cirque at least a little bit here, since they, at the very least, have the bomb trapped up top.
Yeah, this is a hairy situation. How do you cross?
Oh my god. Nicely done. The swing on with the headshot. Didn't even need the support from Daps right there. finally says goodbye to Freiburg. And the bomb ends up dropping in a great spot for these CTs, too. Alu is going to have to take a big risk in order to retrieve that, and he knows it. Swing around, though, looking for Cirque. Finds him. Does get tagged a little bit, but only for about a quarter of his HP. Daps is now immediately in position. If he hears anything, he can go out and look for the player that's retrieving the bomb, but I think he's a little bit too far back to punish that properly. He's going to go up. They're safely tucked away in the bathroom. Not a huge chance for Daps to impact immediately, but on this cross, his last opportunity to. There you go. Bomb's down again. Only 8 seconds left here, so HS does not have any time to waste. He immediately has to retrieve the bomb, run over to the site and plant, which he's going to be able to do. He's good control over the situation, and now this turns into a 1v1 post plant with Daps looking to clutch it.
And he has Molly.
Yeah, HS.
Oh, this is so hard.
HS still trying to figure out exactly where Daps is moving in from, too, and Daps was just hoping he would sit in the corner there, but little did he know, HS completely changed his position, wrapped around the backside of the site in the bank, and that will allow him to come out on top of the 1v1 there, winning it for OpTic and keeping them ahead of the game.
Yeah, that's just such a hard situation for Daps. Good round, though, right? They didn't even invest all that much.
No, yeah, for what they invested into, that was a really good round. I'm pretty sure they just bought, like, pistols, and that was pretty much it.
Ange. The glass cannon, second op. Let's go.
The Gladiator.
Is that what they call it?
I don't know. Would be a good way to call it that. He just has to go out and take a duel. Fight me. No protection or anything. Well, he's going to be able to line up a nice one. Little corner shot there. Finds Magisk, taking him down nice and early. And there we go. Another early advantage for NRG to work off of here.
That guy's got cojones. Pushing towards short B early round where spam and... Right, like that.
Yeah,
he was literally in the line where the spam would come. See HS through the wall? He was standing right there.
They have the benefit, at least, of there not really being any like huge B rushes from OpTic, so I think it was like safe to assume that there wouldn't be one now. I think that's probably the reason why he chose like, okay, I could probably do this, because they're highly doubt they're gonna go for like just a B rush right at the start here.
Yeah.
It all slows down after that as OpTic are gonna look for a trade kill. NRG play this very smart though. They know they don't need to take any additional risks right now. So they are pretty much just going to sit back on the sites here because they got that early kill. And it's really up to OpTic to make the next move. You can see them sitting back, trying to line up something. Oh, this could be timed very well. Nicely done. Daps walks right out. Mixwell's not paying attention to it at all. It's timed perfectly. And that'll be Mixwell now taken out of the fight. And apparently HS got hit pretty heavily too. He's right around half HP now. Good flash in the way, but they're going to hear this coming down from a mile away. ANJ strikes first, strikes second too as these players try to move back in. But what's left? It's just Alu alone here. He's going to have to try and clutch, but it won't even come close. Cirque takes him down from heaven, winning it out for NRG and finally putting them on the board here after 5 rounds straight from OpTic.
There we go. That's how it starts. Keep 3 alive. Hopefully we can see some momentum change in this map because so far it's just been all OpTic. I like this brand of CS that OpTic's playing. It's very thorough. Whenever you see a team consistently go towards A, that just means they're in the mindset of, you know, checking every corner, crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's. Right, like, listen, like you don't want to go long A and be that guy throwing all the default nades if you're feeling lazy, right? You just want to like go B. Just let me go short B, man. That's why in Pugs I always play B site because I know they're gonna go there more often. Because everyone's lazy in Pugs.
Nobody wants to actually set anything up. Let's just rush the site.
Yeah.
Let's just play a scrim strat, just a contact play for a 16-round streak. Or 15-round streak. But OpTic, with their options limited, mainly due to utility constraints, they are going to just go straight into B after some delay here. Smoke into heaven will send that player into pit, and he's going to be cornered here. Daps still gets the first. Wow, they have 3 players in pit right now. A Molly could do some serious damage. They had Mollies too. I'm just not sure where they ended up going, as they don't end up really anywhere impactful on this site. And NRG just completely shut OpTic down there.
So right there, they basically did the Astralis B exec, you know, where you double Molly the graffiti, that whole area. And so what they missed is they missed the middle site smoke, right? Because that's the one that covers you and you can push bridge. So it's like now everyone's doing the Astralis exec, so now they're mind gaming themselves and making the exec worse, right? Like they changed it up because they know everyone knows it, and they just got wiped.
So add that one to the book. Potentially bad struts for now. And okay, Fugly just getting away with this up on top here now. Now that OpTic are down to an eco. Who's running? It's a swift double kill. Alu tries to look for a trade, not to be found, however, as he's stuck down on that measly little P250. Fugly does it up at half HP, but that's probably the worst of it. as OpTic are now reduced to a husk here. Only 3 players standing. Magist does have a deagle. We know how dangerous that can be. Oh, and even more dangerous apparently is going to be Alu in a safe position with a P250 in hand, ready to go. Sees the peek from Fugly. Finally going to take him down. Cirque is also going to be challenged too. They need additional rotates up on top here. As it's actually just Cirque alone right now, but we can see they have ANJ coming in on the flank. He's going to walk right up. Goodbye. Nice little shot in the butt there. Takes down Alu. And just 1 remains after we did see Daps push forward, taking down Magisk. Just Freiburg alone here, and I'm pretty sure they know where he's at. Well, they know now. As Breeze will finish it off, and there we go. A 3-5 scoreline now for NRG. Getting themselves back into the game. OpTic, after that 1 full eco round, they do find themselves back on the bye now, but without an op, and utility is somewhat mixed. They have smokes and HEs, pretty good amount of that. However, only 1 Molotov sitting on HS there, which on this map, Molotovs can prove to be very important, especially for the site takes.
Yeah, and only having 1, that's interesting. Good note. Good eye, Blue.
OpTic are going to be spread out for the most part here as they try to push themselves up the steps early on through connector. But they're taking a... Oh, he got a double on that one too! Finds Magisk along with Mixwell. Right back to back, so goodbye to most of OpTic's player base. Apparently Freiburg was able to flank around and party there and finds the trade onto Cirque, but just like that, Breeze also catches HS down here behind the sandbags. And it's only that 2-man team playing for A control right now that's now left alive on OpTic's side. Freiburg and Alu both going to be pushing separately from each other as well. Although the bomb carrier may move up here and regroup with Alu in a second since they're both at bathroom connector. Oh, but maybe not.
That's like the most tilting thing, the blind collat. You know?
It's out of nowhere, too.
The only way to make it worse is if he was jumping, right?
Just add a little Cold Zera flair to it, why don't you?
Yeah. I'm sure there was some guy in Matchmake who did it first.
Probably.
Right, who's really salty and he's gonna like hold on to that for the next decade.
He made like 3 Reddit posts when that happened. He's like, guys,
yeah,
I did this first.
I told you about this.
Jay's gonna get a nice shot against Alu there, and the second one. Man, it's all oppers for the most part here on this round. Very well done by NRG.
I mean, Overpass is a big time op map.
Look at how quickly they built up their money too.
Yeah, that's actually pretty crazy.
2 guys at 9K after the bye with only 4 rounds won. It's actually very impressive. Which means I'm pretty sure all 4 of these rounds have to be like really clean rounds then. As far as I can remember, I don't remember there being like a really close one that they won anyway.
Yeah, and I didn't see any like SMG shreds, you know.
Yeah,
I
no,
think there was a few defuses though, right? Because whoever gets a defuse gets plus 800.
I think so. Yeah. Let's see. Can we see the? Can we see the little?
No, there was 0 defuses.
The players. Oh yeah, that's right. 3. So yeah, it had to be clean rounds. 5, 4. Yeah, so it was just clean rounds. It was just players left alive. So yeah, no defuses. Interestingly enough, it's been all fragging out so far here. And this time OpTic again because they're on that eco primarily. Again, it's going to take it nice and slow here.
So this is the scary thing about B right here. Do you see how NRG's playing it? If you're playing in this setup, which is pretty standard, like this is basically like a standard setup, right? This is one of 3 things that somebody could think that you might be doing. If I invest in 1 smoke, or maybe even 2, and 2 flashes, you could get the bomb down and lose the round without armor if you're giving them that much control. So, just food for thought. NRG, maybe plug a little one of the gaps a little better because they're passive all over the place would be.
Giving OpTic too much respect, maybe.
Yep, exactly.
As we can see, Cirque really trying hard to kill that long guy. Finally succeeds in it. Fugly ends up in an awkward exchange with ANJ there a little bit. But ANJ is going to be able to turn around nice and quick, finishing off the rest of these players, and NRG will lose 2 in that round, which at this point they're not going to have any problem rebuying that. OpTic looks like they'll call for a pause here now, however.
So, what would I do if I was OpTic coach? So they're just getting mowed down by the ops. So either you have to have like a really good coordinated and orchestrated default towards A where every single angle is flashed, or you know, you just take care of it, right? There's no stone left unturned. Or you fake that and exec onto B. right? So it's basically just 2 options.
They're B execs. Why is never mind. Yeah, I think of no. It's why is this person like missing half of his?
Whoa.
Right? Like he's not in anything. It's not collision. He's just like missing half his body. Looks oh, it's back now. Okay. He just was he was in another dimension for about 30 seconds there. That was a little weird. Anyway, back on topic.
Yeah.
I feel like OpTic's B hits have been pretty underwhelming, so I feel like we're going to take the A option. Primarily because as well, since I'm seeing this double op setup again from NRG, I feel like NRG's going to get aggressive. So if they can surprise NRG and get really aggressive out towards Playground right at the start, kill 1, maybe even 2 of those players that are pushed out towards bathrooms, that's like a really easy A take for them. So yeah. I'm calling this one as an A this round, but we'll see.
It's interesting too because they have Magisk and Alu, who are both with Kerrigan and MSL, who are pretty renowned overpass IGLs, if that's a thing. Right? Like an IGL who's had overpass prowess in the past. Yeah.
Well, it looks like they're actually going to split B here instead of going over towards A this time.
Oh,
no,
man.
sir! Baited right into it. What's even worse, Daps gets caught in the flames too, trying to save his teammate there. And now Breeze takes a big risk. He goes down. OpTic just shrugs their shoulders, I guess, as they walk in. They're like, well, we'll take that, I suppose. And they'll be able to get some nice, easy entries. And that's pretty much the round right there. Fugly and A&J, even with all this utility, do not have a hope in the world of retaking that site. A&J basically just posting up in case someone gets a little bit too hungry on the OpTic side. Maybe get an extra kill here. But besides that, they will both be falling back in a moment to save.
Yeah, as Cirque jumps the corner, gets blind while midair, he knows he's done. Like, he knew he was dead. That was perfect.
You hate to see it.
Like they had that all orchestrated, right? So there was a guy, there's what, 3 people running through short B pipe, and it got mollied. The CTs mollied it, but they immediately extinguished it. One guy stayed back and threw a flash over the top of short B that blinded Cirque. I don't think the second guy was blind. He just got overwhelmed. You know, when you have 3 AKers swinging out wide, it's like, oh, what do I look at?
So that's the nice swift turnaround that OpTic needed there. Great clean round like that. The good news is NRG did call it off before things got too crazy. They didn't try to dive into the 2v5 there. So they do save some guns at least. So their money's not going to be completely dead. They should be able to fully rebuy in the next round too. Might be a little bit light for like 1 or 2 players, but they should besides that have a pretty good buy going. And after that is when they'd be broken. But we're pretty much at the end of the half at that point anyway. So
I think they're doing the same thing. The T's are.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be... Oh, wow. And NRG's going to go out and challenge it again.
Stop.
Well, they get here this time at least. They're able to establish themselves, but they're caught looking they're caught looking the wrong way as they go into the site. So Magisk is going to be able to kill both of them. Breeze responds. He almost gets 2, but with him only going a 1-for-1, what do you know? It's Fugly and A&J that have to save again.
Why?
Deja vu.
I feel like both teams were like, yeah, that last round was so unique to that round. Like, things just worked for weird reasons that they won't think that we're going to do it again. And literally both teams did that. They both did the exact same thing with the same buy. And similar thing happened again. Oh.
It's just as comical as well because it's like the timing of it couldn't have been more perfect for OpTic when they pushed in, and oh no, that was flat. Did he? Oh, he didn't see him actually, so he lets till the very end there. So he's gonna let A&J escape towards long A. A&J really trying to get this kill. He knows he hit that wall shot too.
Long A&J.
Yeah. That's a good one. Takes him down. He is trapped now. He knows he's getting pushed from the other side. He misses the shot. Ooh, no! He goes down just at the very last second to Mixwell.
Wasn't Fugly right around the corner?
Yeah, I think he was. He's got to save that M4.
What is happening right now?
This has been a weird 2 rounds in general.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch this.
That's what I was about to say. It's like super comical, right? Because like, oh no, it's fine this time because they actually get to that corner and they're able to set up that little mini boost or whatever they were doing was.
I think they're gonna nade open the door.
And then yeah, maybe something like that. But then the problem is, well, as soon as those guys came out, the side tunnel, they like both were looking away too. So it's like, well, oh, this just happened again. Fool me once.
They're gonna receive a flash from. Nope, I guess they're not. Right.
Fugly's out here now too. This
Tier 1 CS.
So
9 flashes in inventory, 0 of which being used.
Oh no, and you miss them on the retreat. There's been so many of these today where it's like just op shots that are like right in the open. You're like, oh, he's got this kill easily, and then miss. It's happened a lot today for some reason. Not just like between these
that
teams
happens to me a lot every day. I'm not as
I know, but
about
like,
that, but like
these are pros.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta flash that balloons angle. I mean, come on. That's You have Cirque, right? He loves making the aggressive plays, and you just enabled him to do it for more rounds in a row, right?
There you go.
Because the past 2 rounds he'd made an aggressive play, and he got owned. And if he had gotten this round, he wouldn't have done it anymore. So clean round coming in from NRG, and these last 2 rounds are very peculiar how they're playing out. Can't really get it.
HS still trying to rush up to A so we can get a plan at least. He's really toying with this guy over here at Semi. Unfortunately, toys around with him for just a little bit too long there and buys enough time for Breeze to come out on the flank. So NRG will win it, keeping the scoreline close to the chest. 6-7 now as we enter the last 2 rounds of the half.
I mean, you're going to need a lot of CT side rounds to overcome OpTic CT side. Mixwell and Alu are just way too good at opping on this map. So this game's getting out of hand, in my opinion.
Well, we'll see. NRG still going to be playing aggressively out towards A primarily. Circuit short. Doesn't go all the way up to party this time, as that would be way too predictable. However, Fugly is going to do the same thing he did last round. Pushes out, and he actually catches a player unawares of the situation, too. So Freiburg gets surprised by that, and he's going to be the first player down here from OpTic in this round. Cirque also sitting back. Nicely done. Leans right into that angle there to find Majisk, and now they can both fall back to the site. Very, very happy. 5v3 that could potentially become a 5v2 here in a second. Which has 45 HP, and it's not going to be that way for much longer as Daps finishes the job, leaving only Alu and Mixwell alive, up against all the odds, and now it's just Alu. And he's going to be solo creeping up towards A. Again, doesn't have the bomb. That's way back in Playground right now, so really not looking for a plan here. Just trying to see if he can get a couple kills at least. Once he goes in, there's the first. I don't think he spotted the player at Dumpster. So he would be free to swing out and kill him now. But he's a little bit too afraid. That's A&J playing from that spot. He's also on an up too, so he needs some time to probably get in a position in order to take that duel. Fugly will be the next target up to bat, potentially. And nope, does not actually spot him. So he'll swing out and instead, let's see. Oh no, he got him. Tricked him with that little jump up there. I'm actually kind of surprised Alu didn't notice that there, because it seemed like he was scoped right in on it, but apparently not.
Yeah. I mean, it's also one of those things where the background color is similar to the model color. Like, one of the ones that I always remember is, there's 2. So that, like, Hummer, that, like, back fence wall in Dust 2 B site, you know, if you're going through the double doors from CT spawn, it's really hard to see somebody against that, like, Hummer that's straight ahead.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And then also on Cache, if I'm, like, kind of at that top highway area near the E-box at A site, if there's a T that's standing like in front of that big shroud box, he's hard to see for me. I don't know why. Those are like the 2 ones that I always remember in CSGO.
The new nuke was really bad at it for a while too, because the back fence from our T's push outside was really hard to see. That's why they added that like random white little panel that's there right now, so you could actually see T's pushing out. Because when it was just the fence, it was actually like really hard to see.
Hurt your eyes.
Yeah, like you couldn't really discern the difference though.
It's kind of like when you wear small pinstripes on camera.
Yeah.
It like makes the shirt seem like it's like vibrating or something.
It just hurts your eyes to look at it. It's called a Moray effect, I believe.
It's kind of like opening CSGO is for your ears.
Alright, well, we do have an update, by the way, guys, from the other semi-final. The Renegades came out on top with some dominating scorelines. The first map, 16-1, and 16-10 on the second map. So they took down CLG2. So the winner of this is going to go up against the Renegades in the grand final. And the winner of that goes to Oakland.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say the winner of something goes to Oakland. I'm sorry. That was not necessary. Oakland's a pretty cool place.
You could say goes to the...
It just has a bad rap because their football team is really angry.
Well, 3 quick kills from NRG here in this next round. Freiburg and Alu trying to keep it alive for OpTic as they push forward here now. Daps sitting behind that CT half wall. Looks like for a second they were going to boost over that, but maybe not. There's not really a lot to see of the boost at this point anyway. So just firebombing the site. That's going to keep most of OpTic's reinforcements settled back. They're ready for that boost if they go for it, though.
That wall is spammable, too, by an op. Kiyoshima has ended a 1v3 with an op shot through that wall. He is not the problem.
Let's see. Well, neither of them are looking at it right now. They're starting to check towards, like, connector and stuff, too. can see Ali going over to the side hall now to look for that. And still no plant either. So I'm really cautious about the timing on this plant. So for whatever reason, they really seem to think there's a player towards like water connector.
As soon as they start planting, Cirque's going to drop that molly. Especially because it's this late in the round, it's going to be hard to deal with.
Man, OpTic are really fishing for something here. They got to plant it, though. Yeah, less than 10 seconds now, so they don't have a choice anymore. Respecting the patience, first of all, from NRG. And now in comes that molly, but Alu is able to fire off the shot anyway. He takes down Cirque. Now it's down to a 2v2. The smoke actually is what ended up coming out there, not the molly, as you were mentioning previously. And now Fugly, with him taking down Freiberg, leaves only Alu alive. He had a chance right there. His opponent dove into it, and I'm not sure if Alu's aware. He's defusing the bomb right now. Fugly takes out Alu anyway, and there you go. It is another round for NRG as they take the lead coming out of the first half, 8-7.
That was scary. As soon as I woo. Is that an actual graffiti on the map, or is that like, okay? It's
actually there.
I feel like every time I see this map being played, I see like the tournament organizer putting like their proprietary sprays on the walls.
No, that wasn't in the budget for this one, so
okay.
Yeah. We had to pass that one.
I wasn't trying to say that.
I think that's no, Starladder is the one. That's
they always have like the gloves.
They do the team gloves and stuff too. Yeah. I don't think anyone else has done like actual like custom in-game elements. I think they've only done like the HUDs and stuff.
Is the HUD not in-game?
No, I don't
think the players see those things, do they?
No, not the custom
then
HUDs.
It in-game?
No, it's not in game. I'm pretty sure it's an overlay.
I'm getting meta right now. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's probably like HTML or something like that. They used to do that.
So again, light utility on these pistol rounds. Overpass is one of those maps where you could actually use 2 sets of utility pretty often on most of the strats. HS does not need any utility except for a gun.
I love how AMJ just is like, well, I'm not going for this. So he's going to sit back and wait for his teammates to regroup as they're still clearing out connector right now. So they're going to push forward. They do still have one CT sitting at the top of connector. Oh, and he's going to leap right into the action, too. I would have thought he waited, but he stands at the opening in the door. I believe I'm open for a headshot, and Breeze, the one that gets revenge there, brings that down quickly to a 4v4. Pass smokes over to the site here, too. That one should block off the semi-cross. Alu that was still going to be able to pick up one. Freiberg with a second. OpTic just shutting it down for the most part here. Only trades from Breeze and Daps. And Jay finding one, too, and just like that, it's been flipped. Now it's Mixwell looking at clutch as he creeps up. Did miss the initial plant. He's going to try to lurk around the dice box here, see if he can find an opening on a Daps. Gets it. Oh, that back of the head headshot is always a little tricky there. So he does take that very slowly in order to make sure that it's basically perfect.
Where's the kit, man?
He disappeared. So that's unfortunate. He's going to get the kill, and he's got plenty of time left anyway. So very casual 1v2 clutch from Mixwell gives OpTic the second half pistol. They're going to be able to tie this up at 8-8 and potentially take the lead here unless NRG upsets in the second round, which considering they planned it, they're probably waiting for the third round anyway.
I'm excited to see NRG's approach on the T side of this map. I'm not too familiar with how they play T side, and I also think that they do a pretty good job on T side on other maps, so excited to dive right in here. And they're going to be opting for a single flash and a few P250s. I don't know where they're going to use that. So everyone always kind of finds like what they think is like a feeble area in the current meta, and they throw a flash and look at what's it going to be. So it looks like Fugly's waiting for the CTs to make some kind of reaction, and then that's going to trigger his flash. So let's see what it is. He's going back. It's going to be towards B.
Now that probably won't go too well. Oh, they do spot the player crossing monster though, so HS is gonna get tagged. Only for like 25 though, so it's not too big of a deal right now. And the bomb is not revealed as he dropped that before he fired those shots. But it does look like the rest of the team is regrouping here now, so instead of heading back upstairs and trying to go for like a short A push quickly to that site, they're going to attempt to overwhelm monster. However, OpTic sit with at least 3 players on the site ready to defend it. So the prospectus is not looking too great right now for them to be able to get this plant. As they move in 1, 2, 3, 4 are dead already. Fugly trades one of However, he is now, oh, hold on now. That was almost a very impressive kill long range with the Glock, but he still goes down to Freiburg there, and that will secure it for OpTic. No second plant, so they will have to bind to this one with slightly limited utility. Slightly, as I said.
Yeah, this is a good round for OpTic to do something like a double nade T-pit. Right, because you kind of know where the AKs, there's going to be somebody T-pit because they don't want to run into nades at B. Right, like there's a guy there, he would have just gotten owned if they double naded him. You don't even have to go for the gun battle. It's funny, kind of similar default approach here, like the slow walk connector, both teams kind of favoring that instead of having more towards playground.
OpTic do crawl back pretty quickly towards that site, though they're not going to have anybody out in the open for when NRG does start to move in for that control. It's going to be Daps out connector first off, with Cirque following him close behind. They're just making noise right now, really not even trying to go out and get any control as the bomb. And the remaining members of NRG are still very much secluded down here outside of Monster, ready to push in. HS sees the play, knows they're probably going to be getting ready to push in here relatively soon, so deploys the smoke. And that should bring the timer down pretty low, actually, before these smokes will fade, as they just noticed they put one over here in construction, too. So that is going to cause quite a bit of hesitance on the energy side of things.
It's a cool idea.
Yeah, like this little boost up here now, putting Mix. Well, unfortunately, the smoke's in a bit of an awkward spot, so vision is somewhat limited, but there's nothing to see here at water anyway.
And he makes this sound.
Yeah, so if they're listening well enough, they should have heard this. This one's going to go out. For whatever reason, didn't expect pressure from the side hall, which is really weird considering they did spot monster pressure a few moments before this. And now, Cirque's going to be able to walk in and kills HS. Another really weird round here from OpTic, considering their defensive choices, and it's kind of boxed them out. Now they're down a man, too. They're going to try to make up for that. Freiburg gets the kill. He's in a desperate situation himself, though. He needs to rely on Magiskabit to get these kills. And there we go. Very, very clean. It's all left down to Breeze on the offsite in a 1v3, and he only has 12 HP to play off of this, too. They just spotted him. He knows he's not clutching that, so it's time to run away. And just let them defuse the bomb.
They're not going to let him run away. They're going to peek Monster. Oh, no,
Yeah, they let him go. So he makes that with the AK. The real question is, what does the rest of his team? They can actually probably buy into this pretty nicely, actually, with this one save, because he can drop one rifle, and that buys someone else up with full utility.
Watch Mage's score, though, over the next 5 rounds. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he ends up with 20 or more. He's so good on the CT side of this map, it's actually kind of disgusting.
NRG decided not even really to buy that much anyway. They only like half buy for most of their players here. Not even all of them doing that. I think a lot of them actually just upgrade pistols. So this should be a pretty simplistic round for OpTic, assuming they don't do anything, assuming they don't make any big mistakes here, essentially. NRG's gonna quickly move in, just try to clear out as much of A as possible before they eventually have to end up fighting quite a bit of the OpTic roster. And OpTic's kind of ready into this too. Looks like they have 3 up at A ready to fight here. Alu probably gonna be the first one to make contact. Him and Magis can play together. They didn't have anyone covering for this opening, however, so Alu and Magis now have to trade, and they do so with flying colors. Alu gets the triple kill out on short A, and just 1 remains. It's only Cirque. Magisk will have no problem taking him out and securing the 11th round now for OpTic.
Yeah, that was interesting. Freiburg speaking out towards long, completely exposed to the front bathroom. He could have been jump spotting that. It's all good though. Only lost 1 body. Don't look too much into it.
That was the bait player right there. That was the
maybe it was.
That was the come look, I'm a free kill player.
Yeah, he's like awkwardly running around in circles, so they don't know where he's gonna go next. So they miss shots.
They just put a guy in the open and have him do the
like
they just
like turn around and spin
have him do
and
plus left or whatever the turning thing is in console. Just hit it. And guys walk out like, what is this guy doing? Oh crap! 3 dudes would be there. That would be amazing.
3 dudes.
I don't need my reaction. I'd be like, wait a minute, why's this guy doing this? And then like 3 guys come out like, whoa, what's going on here? I've been tricked.
Trickster.
Anyway.
Looks like OpTic's going for the heavy A setup. This is like one of the ways people play Overpass. Instead of stacking B all the time and just like making them come to A, they look for the picks A, and then when they get 1 or 2, they fall off. CT side, that is. Ooh. Boostmeister?
Oh, what? Was there something there?
Did the...
Wait,
no,
the bullets hit, like, no, more to the right, though, didn't they?
I think
the bullets, like, shot to the... Is there, like... Oh, see, that's the collision I was talking about earlier.
Ahead of him.
That might be,
they
actually.
added a little...
invisible wall there.
What do they call it? A sky
I guess
wall?
it's a skybox, technically.
Skybox.
That might have been just a bad collision on that little chess piece thing or whatever that was at the top.
I expect one of the hard workers that's currently tuned in to go dispel, but we're not sure of.
Yeah, anyway, well, they go for this entry here now, and it's going to end up being brought down to a 2v2 afterwards. But the problem is
Cirque running?
Yeah, the problem is he's really out of position players here. The bomb is on the other side, and I mean, in reality, wow, this is really weird. The bomb's not going to make it, is it?
What is happening right now?
What is... I'm done. That's...
I remember, like, so we were talking about the collision thing, and we tried to get back into the round. So what happened there, I was watching it, is that he got spotted with the bomb at B, and he saw both of the CTs. So Daps and the other T tried to push down lower, right? And then he tried to run all the way back around, and I think because he was in a gunfight, he didn't realize what the time was on the clock.
Yeah,
when he
probably.
So
that was... I mean, it was HS, so I'm pretty sure that was clutching for OpTic. Props to HS for, like, figuring out what was going on there and then just taking full advantage of that and just hightailing it out of there. But
that's one of those things where if I'm HS, I'm, like, sitting on the edge of my seat, kind of, like, moving with the way I'm moving, right?
It's like, come on!
Yeah. It doesn't
get me out of here!
It doesn't depend on your aim anymore, right? So it's, like, this whole other, like, oh, no.
It's just a really suspenseful moment of whether, like, some guy's going to randomly cut you off in a hallway or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, it works for OpTic, I suppose, as now they have a 4-round lead going here, and they put energy onto an eco round, for the most part. Cirque will still have his op. But Daps tries to run right outside a monster. That's going to be a quick kill for HS. Breeze also looking for some along with Cirque here. Alu. It's baited. However, he's still able to finish off Cirque, and then Magisk helps out there, taking down Breeze inside of the bathrooms. 13-8. Money continuing to build for OpTic. NRG kind of at a flat point here. They do get to buy again in this round, but they're going to have to make some sacrifices. Some players either won't have utility or they have to downgrade weapons, as we can see in the case of Cirque. Pretty much everybody actually ends up with an AK, so it's not too bad. Unfortunately, their gun round tactics haven't been the greatest so far, and it has been OpTic winning out for the last, I think, 4 or 5 rounds now. Oh, it's been this entire half, actually.
This looks like an Astralis-esque hit right here.
Let's see, they're going to quickly go back out. They have the boost, so if Freiberg's going to kill, at least he gets some great intel. The nade, oh no, it bounced back. A little bit too short. So
what
anyway,
if Alu was running towards the bridge?
Yeah, well, it sucks to suck sometimes.
He had 19 health and he was running that direction. Sucks to suck sometimes.
Let's see, Freiberg knows they're hanging around this wall somewhere, so he's going to try to spam it. Ooh! Almost gets one shot there.
You see what I'm saying about, like, the laziness of Overpass, right? Like,
yeah, no, I get you.
When stuff stops working towards A, it's really easily to mentally just, like, check out and be like, all right, I'm over that. Like,
both teams have kind of switched to this as we got to, like, the mid and late portion of the half, as they started doing, like, B hits more and more. Since they're just so much easier to line up. You actually have to, like, work to get to the A site. B is you just walk right up to it. The A site's like the hard-earned meal you spend like 3 hours preparing.
Yeah.
And the B site's just like...
Tinder.
I was giving it to food, but...
Oh, I mean...
I was going to say like Taco Bell or something like that.
Yeah, okay. Like the instant gratification.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we are going to see pushing up to the site here. Mixwell does reply. Takes down Fugly there. So very quickly we see most of energy. Nicely done. HS probably would have gotten that kill if Alu didn't. So HS just lining them up here at the end of the round. That's going to put OpTic up to 14. 2 more to go, and they will take this map, trading it 1-1.
All right, Magisk. 4 kills each of the next 2 rounds, just so I can be right. Come on, bud. Let's go.
What's he at right now?
12.
Oh. Yeah, you're a little under your prediction there.
Oh.
I think he's doing better than that. Yeah, he kind of went quiet on this map.
I mean, he's throwing all these nades in connector? Just let him.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. Like, he's gone quiet, but it's mainly because he's like, oh, I like this. Had a great. I'm not sure if it was a one-way.
It
but
is. Yeah, it's designed. Anj was privy to it, though. You could tell.
Well, he's not going to take advantage upon it as NRG decide not to really push into connector, and when they do, it's far too late. Magiska's already fallen back from that position. The rest of NRG getting ready to push in. That was a really well-placed flash, actually. But nobody to take advantage upon it. So the rest of NRG now just going to get ready. It's pretty much a straightforward hit towards A, and Alu gets caught out in the open. Not the greatest start here for OpTic. Thankfully, Alu spots a whole lot, so they're going to be able to rotate in there. They should be able to anyway. I think they were expecting them to fall back, so they're not going to call the rotate until they see a commitment towards the A site. And this would be the commitment, as Magisk finds 2 inside of bathrooms. He's still got Freiburg covering outside, too, so he's actually relatively safe here. Swings in for another, finally gets traded by Fugly. But, as we see, Freiburg immediately swings out, gets the trade kill, and finishes the round 2 by knocking out ANJ. Just one more round, and we'll see OpTic take control over Overpass.
And here comes the ace for Magisk, boy. I'm telling you, man.
This is it. It's happening.
No, I've seen them play CT side a few times in the last month, and it just gets better and better each time. Actually, I can kind of see like the hybrid approach that OpTic has. Like, I can see what Freiburg's bringing in terms of the like structure the NIP had, as well as the looser play styles from the other teams, the players.
Yeah. Oh, Alu, nicely done. Thinking he was going to go for the shot on the long player, but comes back at you at the last second with a quick changeup. He gets that long player anyway, though, and now, oh, Mixwell, it's so clean as he mops up the remaining players there on NRG and seals the deal for OpTic Gaming here in our second map. They're going to be able to take control with a final scoreline of 16-8. They take it and trade the series off 1-1, which means we're going to a third map on Cash.
Yeah, and Cash has been played a ton of times by OpTic in the last few days against formidable opponents, and they always do well in it. So this is going to be a rough one for NRG. I actually think this one could go the distance, though.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to have to see just how far of a distance it can go, guys. Do stick with us. We'll be coming back to you in just a couple of moments with that third and final map as soon as the players are ready, right here from the IEM Oakland North American Qualifiers.